Mario has had so many amazing and memorable adventures over the past 3 decades, and back in August we asked our beloved Nintendo Life readers what their favourite one was, and now we can finally reveal the results of the poll and settle this question once and for all. What is the best Mario platform game of all time? Coming in at number 10 is the game that turned the Italian plumber from a bit part player to major gaming icon. Of course, I'm talking about Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo Entertainment System. What can I possibly say about this game that hasn't already been said before? It's lost no charm over the years, and we all probably know this game off by heart. It cannot be understated how important this game is to Nintendo, the industry, and to gamers in general. So I'm amazed that this is charted so low. But that says more about the other games on this list than this classic's quality. Mario's debut on the 3DS is one of those titles that set out exactly what could be done on the system. Not only does it have some absolutely solid gameplay, but this is a game that does some very clever things with a 3D display. It's one of the best handheld platformers out there, and you guys certainly agreed, making this the highest handheld entry on our list. So how do you make a follow-up to Super Mario World? Well, you take the series in a slightly different direction and make Yoshi's Island. Putting players in the chunky boots of Yoshi and tasking them with guarding the would-be hero of the Mushroom Kingdom, this is one of the high points in the Super Nintendo's library. Beautiful childlike graphics hide a game that's devilishly tricky in places, but my word is the level design absolutely top notch throughout. Another surprised underperformance on our list is the third Super Mario game at number 7. Coming at the absolute height of Nintendo's popularity, this was one of the most hyped games in existence, and that hype was totally justified. Introducing a world map that lets you choose which levels to tackle was a stroke of genius, and some of the things that this entry throws at you are genuinely surprising. Who could ever forget seeing Giant World for the first time, and running in fear from a Goomba several times your size? Also, Kuribo's shoe. Best power up ever. Possibly a slightly controversial entry in the form of the GameCube's only true Mario title. It may have not been received as well as other Mario games at the time, but as the years have gone by, it's certainly been fondly remembered by many of you. Introducing an unusual gameplay mechanic in Mario's Flood backpack, it's an example of Nintendo defying what was expected of them. The newest entry on this list, Mario's second Wii U platforming appearance, was one of the best games of 2013. Expanding on the excellent Super Mario 3D Land by adding a proper simultaneous multiplayer gameplay for 4 players made for a game that could be enjoyed by the whole family, no matter what your ability. It also included the highly enjoyable Captain Toad minigames, which were so good that they'll be reappearing in their own game, Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. The Wii was blessed not only with one excellent 3D Mario platformer, but 2, and the second one was and is a highly playable platformer. Once again catapulting our hero into space, this was a more difficult game than its predecessor, but to balance this, Nintendo added multiple ways in making the game a little easier for less skilled players. As a whole, Galaxy 2 is yet another example of Nintendo's superior approach to level design and game mechanics. And number 3 is the game that defined the Nintendo 64, not to mention showed the world how to make a 3D platformer. Super Mario 64 is a bona fide classic, and from the moment Mario leaped from a pipe in the beginning, we all knew that this was something special. And like many of the games on this list, it's passed the test of time incredibly well. Finding all 120 stars is a test of players' skill and ability to explore the levels behind each painting in Peach's castle, and this is one challenge that every player will relish. beating Super Mario 64 by a mere 4 votes, is the sublime Super Mario Galaxy. A true evolution of the N64 predecessor, this has to be one of the best Nintendo games ever made. An outstanding orchestral soundtrack complements spot-on platforming fun, and it made the most of the Wiimote and Nunchuck, feeling natural, but without overusing motion controls. Three votes were all that separated second and first spots on this list, and as far as I'm concerned, Super Mario World is as close to perfect as a game can get. Tons of secrets, some of the best levels in history, excellent music and wonderful visuals make for a game that must be played by everybody. The Cape Feather is one of the best Mario power-ups ever, requiring a little practice to get the hang of, but mastering it is one of the most incredibly enjoyable experiences in video gaming. Dinosaur Land is a joy to explore, with each food-related world containing a cast of colourful enemies and masses of nooks and crannies to explore. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your favourite Super Mario platformer ever made, and I must say, you made a great choice.